run through the tape. In life, never give up, run through the tape.
On MLK Day, 10 games on the NBA slate. 4 of them go to overtime. 2 of those go to double overtime. We have highlights of all the action here on Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck. Highlights of the Clippers' overtime win over the Rockets in just a second. But we start with the rematch of last year's NBA Finals and the Christmas Day game between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this kind of told you the way things would go for Golden State. That's Steve Kerr. Still unable to coach, but able to hit that one underhand from half court. Does that impress the Chuckster?
That does impress. I hope Steve comes back soon, but Luke Walton has done a fantastic job. Yeah, Steve has done a job. Luke Walton's been amazing this year.
As Draymond Green to Festus Ezeli as, boy, Golden State came out
who would name
on full of fire. You're right, Shaq.
Come on,
some
King.
frustration on the Cleveland side.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the King just got frustrated with the pick and just threw him down. You know, we thought that they were going to come out with a little bit better focus, but, you know, Golden State just...
Right after that, this is what
did that to him.
Did it
all
bother
day.
him? Did it bother him getting thrown down? Okay,
just
just
very shaken, apparently.
Yeah, he was.
34-19 at that point. Klay Thompson to Steph.
Don't overplay it. Don't overplay it.
Curry 21 in the first half on 8 of 10 shooting.
This
was a beatdown
from the jump.
This was some violence right here.
70 points, the most the Cavs have allowed in a half this season.
I know this is a non-violent holiday, but this was a beatdown from the beginning.
And
this was an awful call.
J.R.
No, he just ran through it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, run through the pick.
They call a
flagrant two.
They call a flagrant 2 and toss him out the game. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not.
There you go.
Yeah, see?
But you know what? He has a history of doing it. So
Doesn't matter. You
last
still
time
gotta
the
run
guy got
through the
hurt, well,
I saw that.
for the Celtics, he got hurt.
Shaq, I love Dr. King, but this was more like Malcolm X, wasn't it?
Oh, late night humor for
Cash.
Got that beat down,
This was beat down. I love me some Malcolm X and Dr. King, but this was definitely not Dr. King Day. This was Malcolm X game here.
Steph Curry.
Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, Steph Curry had 35, 12 of 18 shooting, 7 out of 12 from deep. And LeBron 16, 5 and 5 on 7 of 16 shooting. Golden State shoots 54%. They're 18-0 when they shoot 50%.
This is why I got to quit gambling. I had Cleveland in 30.
132 to 98 is the final. David Aldridge was working that game on the sidelines. He talked to Steph.
We talk often about sending a message, and I know players say that's not true, but it certainly seemed like you guys wanted to remind them of who you were tonight.
We send a message to ourselves that when we play the way we're supposed to, get stops at defensive end, get to our pace, and make the smart play, look for the open shot, keep our turnovers down, we're tough to beat. And I don't think anybody ever doubted that in our locker room, but it's nice to remind ourselves that that's what we're capable of.
You said, and someone asked you this, about your memories of coming here after winning the finals, and you said you had good memories and you hoped that the locker room still smelled a little like champagne, and people ran with that. LeBron said he'd have an answer for you tonight. It seemed like you were the one that provided all the answers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's great memories here. This is the last place we were when we were able to hold the trophy, and we've obviously moved on to fighting for another one. But our first time in that locker room, it was a good feeling, good memories. We had a great celebration, and then obviously we remember that. So got nothing to do with this year. We're on a new mission. We're about our business, and it's obviously a long journey, but we're right in the middle of it.
Against the top teams, you want to play well. We haven't done that. We 0-3 versus the top 2 teams in the West. We 0-1 against the Bulls. So far, and we got to play better basketball. We got a long way to go. Tonight was an example of how far we got to go to get to a championship level, and we just got to continue to get better.
To the point that LeBron just made, 0-3 against the Warriors and the Spurs.
A lot of teams can say
What'd you
that.
say, Kenny?
But LeBron made the point. that you got to play better against the best teams, and they haven't. But I am surprised. I am stunned that they were not competitive in this game in the last meeting with Golden State for this season.
Yeah, I was shocked at that score, Ernie. I mean, not just the score, just a lack of competitiveness. And it was never close. You can't give up 70 points in a half. I mean, you're on pace for 140. You're not going to beat the Warriors trying to outscore them. You got to play great defense against them. You got to go at Steph Curry, but you can't give up 70 points. And that was just a bad game to watch tonight.
Yeah, the Cavs are the only team to hold them under 90, and they did that on Christmas Day, a game Golden State still won, scoring 89, but tonight 132.
I'm sure all of us have been on the other ends of blowouts before. I think everyone's been blown out in this league at one point. But I don't think any of us have ever been blown out by this type of margin when you're competing to win it all. And this is kind of a game where, you know, that's the surprising part of it, when you're competing to win it all. The one thing that LeBron said is we have a long way to go, and I'm just going to answer the question is where you have to go. I think the one thing is now, last year, if everyone remembers, when they had the three guys, Kyrie, Love, and LeBron in the game, they really weren't a great basketball team until one of them got hurt. That's when LeBron decided to take over more, and then they became a really good basketball team. So they have to figure out a way to be a better basketball team, because Kevin Love still, to me, when the three are together, he doesn't look like a compliment. He looks like he's lost trying to figure out how to be a compliment. And I think that's the big issue, because he is so vital to what they do. He has so much skill, but I don't think that his skill is utilized when all three are together.
Well, we had that number last week when we were saying, look, from January 13th of 15 to January 13th of 16, they were 42-5 when those three guys played together.
But let me just say this, Ernie. I'm going to disagree with Kenny a little bit. I think the biggest problem I have, number one, I think they can't play Mozgov against the Warriors. You got to play the Golden State Warriors small. Because if you saw those plays Kenny showed at halftime, Mozgov cannot get out there to cover Draymond or anybody those big. They're such great shooters.
Oh, they were just picking them apart left and right.
Yeah, so that's why I think you got to play Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love when you play these guys. But also, I think these guys have hurt Kevin Love's game. They've turned him in strictly to a three-point shooter. Kevin Love was a good low-post scorer.
Well, why don't he go to the post now?
Because they got him standing as a stretch four.
Go to the post. Stop complaining.
Well,
when this guy, hold on. When this guy's hitting shots, nobody has anything to say. But when he doesn't involve himself in the game, now he's not involved.
No,
Get involved.
But what I'm saying,
run to the post, call for the ball.
But if you're going to play the Golden State Warriors and turn it into a three-point shooting contest, Golden State Warriors is small down low. To keep him out on the wing hurts his game.
I know, but you always say punish him down low. He's a great low post player.
But I'm saying, I blame some of that on LeBron, and I bring some of it on the coaches. The coaches should design certain plays, especially when LeBron goes to the bench. He say, we're going to pound the ball down low. I understand you want LeBron to have floor space, but LeBron goes out the game. Look, Kevin Love could go down to that box, but if you just put him out on the wing, I don't think you can play Golden State and just play up and down the court. They got too many weapons.
They're the best at playing.
What they do and
They're
what
the
they
best
do.
at playing small.
But
you have to figure it out.
I played against you many times. I've never seen your team call a play. When you want the ball, you run into the post. If the guy wants the ball, he should just run to the post. I think he likes standing out there shooting jumpers. I mean, he's a great low post player. Run to the damn block, ask for the ball, punish these guys.
Demand the ball. I agree with you.
Exactly.
132
That's all I'm saying, Chuck.
to 98, the
I agree
final.
with you. You got to demand the ball more.
Yeah. Game 2 of our double dip. This was a wild one. The Rockets and the Clippers, and we go right to the third quarter after the Clippers had a 7-point lead at the break. And J.J. Redick was filling it up.
Defense took the night off tonight.
I would tend to agree with you. The Clippers with 22 three-pointers.
The truth.
A franchise record and one off the NBA record.
Take your hat off to Chris Paul and all these guys. They've been playing great since Blake has been out. That doesn't mean they're better without Blake. Blake is a terrific player, but they've been playing great. Doc Rivers done a hell of a job.
They're up 14 going to the fourth quarter. Remember last year, Game 6, they're up 13 going to the fourth quarter, give up 40. They gave up 42 in the fourth quarter of this game.
That's called consistency, Ernie.
That is definitely one
Or
way.
ridiculousness,
One way you could look at it. And there's Chris Paul again knocking down the three.
Right. He has been
The best leader in the NBA.
he's been close to MVP like.
How about Dwight Howard?
among the-
36 and 26.
Among the humans, Kenny, he's been in the MVP conversation.
Without a question.
I mean, Steph Curry's an alien right now.
Throw it to him.
Trevor Ariza with the finger roll.
Always take a layup over a three. Wide open layup, wide open
Good
three.
execution right there.
4-point game, and Marcus Thornton.
That wasn't the one that bothered me. That was just a tough shot. But when these guys, Ernie, we had this argument. I'm fouling right here. I'm fouling here.
A little late.
NBA players can make tough threes. Foul, guys.
That was again Marcus Thornton. No timeouts left for the Clips. Chris Paul. We are heading into
fouled.
overtime.
Might have got fouled.
Might have been right.
And in OT, the three-point barrage continues for the Clippers. Oh, J.J. Redick.
He was just on. Kenny, the house was on fire. What you got to do?
Oh, you got to get
see
the
you,
women
Balmy.
and children out first.
40 points for Redick, including 9
Got him on
threes.
that island, Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Paul, 28 and 12. And the Clippers have won 11 out of 12. They had that 10-game winning streak snapped against the Kings the other night, and that was in L.A., but they win 140 to 132 in overtime. Redick with a huge night. You wondered, Shaq, what kind of a second half Dwight Howard would have after his 13 and 15 in the first half, and he finishes with 36 and 26. And here are
Impressive numbers right there. Ooh.
three-point marksman for the Clippers on
Say wide DN.
this
Kenny.
night.
Let's say
That's not
wide
the
DN,
NBA. What's the
Kenny.
NBA record?
23.
Who has that?
Underdog?
Underdog. Who has that? Because that is an
It's been
impressive
done twice,
number.
yeah, but 22 tonight for the Clippers. Clippers impressing the Chuckster?
The Clippers are impressing the Chuckster to lose arguably your best player and win all these games. That's very impressive. You know, Cole Aldridge has really picked it up. Young Rivers has picked it up. But it all, to me, comes back to Chris Paul. He's the best leader in the NBA, in my opinion. The key is, Ernie, because I think the NBA got so many bad teams now. These guys got to say, because you got the Golden State Warriors are the team to beat. I think the Spurs, in my opinion, are the best team in the NBA. Oklahoma City, the team I picked to win it all. I hate their half-court offense when they go one-on-one, but they got a terrific team. Can they come back? Because the Clippers are always great in a full-court game. The half-court offense is the one that sucks. And the only guy who can fix that is Blake Griffin. He's the guy who can take them to the next level. And that's what's going to happen, because beating all these mediocre teams don't mean anything. Can you beat the Warriors, the Spurs, and Oklahoma City? And that's what the season's going to come down to.
They needed this one, too. Doc Rivers seen this movie before when they give up a big lead against the Rockets, a team that had beaten them 5 games in a row, the last 3 in the playoff series last year and then the first 2 this year. Luckily, they're able to come back and in overtime win this game.
Yeah, they played extremely well. Like Charles said, Chris Paul has been the best human on the planet, while Steph Curry's been the best alien. But I do have a question for you, because
Yes.
you always prerequisite with your opinion. Do you actually give other people's opinion when you talk?
No, because I
just
think
checking.
we got too many idiots on television, on other networks.
In your opinion.
No, they're idiots. I know. Ernie, I hate when guys.
I just figured that I didn't know if you were talking to somebody else.
I hate when guys act like they know everything about sports. Like these guys on all these talk shows, like, well, that guy's not a good baseball player. That guy's not a good football player. That guy's not a good basketball player. I'm like, dude, in your opinion. But we have so many guys on television who act like they know everything about every sport. And
But when they're saying it is their opinion.
No.
I get it now. I actually get it now.
They said matter of
I
factly.
actually get it.
Yes, they do.
Meaning, he's saying that it's his opinion, where it's not the actual consensus. And
Don't
what
take
might
this
be
as
right.
the absolute truth.
And
This
you-
is my
I
opinion.
don't want to call out certain guys.
No,
Call
don't.
them
Be nice.
out. Call them out.
Nice.
Well, we know I hate Skip Bayless.
Did I try?
But
I did.
But
I
Ernie,
tried.
listen,
Call 'em out.
we don't know
Right.
everything about all these sports. We're paid to give our opinion. It's just our opinion. But you don't see me on top like, well, this guy's not a good football player. This guy's not a good baseball player, because you don't know anything about baseball or football just because you watch the game. I always preface my opinion with, in my opinion, because it's just my opinion.
Well, in my
What's your
opinion, I really enjoyed that.
Well, my opinion is that the Clippers aren't ready yet. They're almost there, but almost there won't get you a championship. Yes, they won this game today, but I felt that they're consistent at giving up leads. You know, they've done that last year in playoffs. They've done that this year. And I felt the way they won the game today, you know, they hit a lot of shots, but that's hero ball. There's only one team that gets away with playing hero ball. What I mean by hero ball is shooting a barrage of three-pointers. That's Golden State. You know, Clippers, when they're on, they're on, but when they're off, they're off. And I saw something on the bench I didn't like.
Really?
Yeah, Phil Jackson used to always say, never disrespect the basketball gods. I think the Clippers were up by 15 and 20, and you see guys laughing on the bench like the game was already over. I don't know if you had that clip, but, you know, that just tells me that they're not really ready yet. You know, Golden State, you know, they're serious all the time, do the right thing all the time. Clippers are almost there, but they're not ready.
In my opinion,
and
we
I'm
don't
not
have that
impressed.
in my opinion.
And Jerry,
it happened.
Jeremy
That's all.
Levin, our producer, says in his opinion he doesn't have that clip.
Well, you don't have the clip, Jeremy.
And it is a fact.
No, that's a fact. That's not his opinion.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion. We're going to go to break.
Keep it up, Jeremy.
We've got
I'll be
highlights
working for National
of a
Geographic.
jam-packed day.
Producing flower shots.
Thank you,
Chicago Bulls and the Pistons.
Thank you,
coming up.
Dr. King. Thank
This
you,
shot
Dr.
right here,
King.
Jeremy.
Again and again.
You ever see this shot, Jeremy, where the flower goes like this?
Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, is brought to you by Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA.
NBA League Pass on free trial this week. Watch live games for free at nba.com/League Pass. Hey, our buddy from Nike, Michael Jackson.
Woo!
Cool stuff as part of Nike's 2016 Black History Month collection. First $1 million of proceeds from the sales of this collection will be donated to the Ever Higher Fund, which aids underprivileged kids around the country. Thanks, Michael.
Well, the acknowledgement of what this month is all about, Nike does a great job of doing, and those sneakers are coming home with the jet.
I appreciate Nike doing that. They've been part of my family for 30 years. Thank you, Phil,
Without
Knight, Howard
question.
White, Lynn Merritt, Michael Jackson.
Without question. They are coming home. Coming home, baby.
And the highlights continue. The Nets and the Raptors.
Kenny.
Raptors down 10 after 1.
Kenny.
Yes.
Who both are the
Yes.
Toronto guards
Yes.
to make the All-Star team.
Both have to make it.
DeRozan with the finish.
Both?
That's good. Hey, it's going to be, that's a tough call right
Both
now.
have to make it.
But it's in
call.
Toronto.
They
Come
both
on.
have to make
Come
it.
on, Adam Silver, fix the votes.
I mean,
Johnson had tied his season high with 22 for the Nets.
well, yeah, no Nets are going to make it, but that's why
Brooke Lopez,
there's gonna be
29
some
and
room.
10.
There's going to be some.
There's no debate there.
Yeah, they already got one coach fired.
Oh my! But look at this, man. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
He cannot. This guy deserves to be there, not only because of these kind of plays, but his solid play overall.
You know what? I think they might have the second best record right around.
They
It'll
do.
be tough. It's still going to be tough.
You got two, your second best record in the Eastern Conference. You can't have two.
And
you
the
can't. But-
game's in your home city, too. You got to get two.
So DeRozan had 30, Lowry had 31.
Come on,
First time-
30 and 31.
First time they've both been at least 30 as teammates. And it's a 112
26 and 15. Man.
to 100 final.
Probably the most under the radar team in the NBA.
Yeah, they started out a little slow. That's why, Chuck. But now they got it on a roll.
And they're getting
DeRozan
getting it done without DeMar Carroll.
without DeMar Carroll, like the Hawks.
112 to 100. Speaking of those
Oh,
Hawks.
there you go.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Oh,
Wow.
down there at Phillips Arena today, and a choir singing the intros in this one. And there is Jeff Teague. And the Hawks took an early lead and never trailed in this one.
Well, you know, last year the
Magic.
Hawks had 4 All-Stars. That's what I'm saying, Ernie. They won't have 4 this year.
No,
So-
they'll have Paul Millsap.
Yeah, possibly. Or T.
What about Horford?
Or Horford. One of them.
One of
but
them.
not all of them.
Yep. 51-38 as we head to the third quarter. Victor Oladipo did not play for the Magic in this one. Elfrid Payton and his hair did.
What the hell? Come on, man.
Jeff Teague with a steal, and Tiago's splitter is
Tom Jackson and Chris Carter. Come on.
back to Teague for 3.
Look at that, man.
What is that, dreadlocks?
That
Afro?
dreadful.
You know, I don't know what, you know, if he might be
Twist?
It ain't dreadlock. It's dreadful, Shaq. I told you.
part of his heritage and culture, possibly.
You got to cut that.
Go, there you go.
Al Horford.
Freedom of expression on the hairdos.
Wire-to-wire win. They led by as many as 25.
If I could, I definitely would. But you can't grow it on a rock no more, Chuck.
Atlanta wins
As you
it.
know.
Can't grow it on the rock.
I knew you were a rockhead.
98-81. 31 assists on 41 made field goals in this one for the Hawks.
Good young
Bulls and Pistons.
That guy's going to the All-Star game.
Drummond, definitely.
If Drummond not going, I'm not going.
Okay.
And get
Please,
well
I hope
soon,
he doesn't make it.
Noah.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope did not have a good
Favorite guys
third
out,
quarter. Gets teed up right there,
Okay.
and then later in the third quarter, called for a foul, and he disagrees with this one as well. And it is the end of the day for the Georgia Bulldog.
They could sure use him now over there.
Chicago up 4 going after 3.
They struggling over there.
And then Pau Gasol, 10 points in the fourth quarter. He had 31 and 12. Pau Gasol an All-Star?
Very close.
Gonna be close.
Yeah.
Close.
Stop it.
I'm happy to see Derrick Rose back.
White side.
Whoa.
Okay, young Powell. Young Powell.
Shaq nominee.
Look at that possible Shaq nominee. Marcus Morris riding on Jimmy Butler's back. We'll see if that makes the
Hey,
cut.
one thing
Decide,
about Jimmy
31
Butler, he can
12.
carry a lot.
Yeah, no doubt.
111-101 is the final.
Get well soon, Noah.
Pistons after that win over Golden
Yeah,
State.
my favorite player. Get well, Jakeem Noah.
4 to 6 months for that shoulder that
Man.
needs surgery. Sad news on the Chicago Bulls front as well. Johnny Bach, a longtime assistant coach. He was the defensive mastermind under Phil Jackson in the three-peat. Died at the age of 91 on Monday. Everybody who had a chance to work with Johnny Bach talks about what a great man he was, his knowledge of the game, and as Michael Jordan said, truly one of the great basketball minds of all time. Johnny Bach dies at 91.
This is the spot right here where I lost my best friend, Robert Nellum, the kid that I had to bury. But that's what happened. That's where Rob lost his life at. And since that had happened, I didn't really come to this area of home no more. I would stay down near or ride around it just because every time I rode by, it just brought back the memories. If I continue down this road, these are the things that's gonna happen. At that point, after seeing one of my best friends, lose their life in this thing, I didn't want to be out there like that no more. The group of people that I had, minus Mario, my friends gone. For the most part, I can't have those conversations where we talk about, remember when we was 5, remember when we was 8, remember we was on the big wheel? I can't have them conversations no more. I wanted to be better. And when I got out, I broke habits. I vowed to myself and to my family that I was going to be better.
Caron Butler's return to Racine, Wisconsin. The new episode of Beyond the Paint premiering Tuesday night, 11:30. We began the night at the King Center on this MLK national holiday. It was so great to have Bernice A. King and Congressman John Lewis with us on the pregame show with their memories of Dr. King. And here's a sampling.
I think we all have a responsibility to make a contribution to our world. God did not put us here just to do things that will advance our lives, but also to advance and progress other people's lives. And so I think if we're going to see the maximum amount of change, each one of us has to search within our heart and see what is it that I can do to make a difference in this world.
Did y'all have some serious discussions, or y'all always talked about nonviolence? Because you had Malcolm X, who I think was one of the great men of all time also, on the other end, and you had Dr. King. Did y'all ever have some serious private conversation about, we just not going to keep taking this?
Well, we did discuss, we did engage in debate, but Dr. King inspired us. He taught us to believe in the way of peace, in the way of love, in the way of nonviolence. That he said, Bernice, if we want to build a beloved community, if we wanted to redeem the soul of America, then we must do it through love. And never, he said, never hate. Hate is too heavy a burden to bear. And I think he's still speaking to us today, not only in America, but around the world.
And I think one of the powers of my father was not his oratory, not his intellect, but it was the fact that he was congruent with those words. Because we have a lot of people that can speak wonderful things, powerful things, but they're not necessarily wedded to those words. He lived it. He embodied it. And that's why you all were able to embrace him, because he wasn't inconsistent with nonviolence. He was very consistent.
What was it like as you heard Dr. King deliver that speech for the ages from your vantage point?
Well, I had heard Dr. King speak on so many occasions, but on this particular day, this brother, this unbelievable man, he drew on something extra. He preached. He turned the marble steps of the Lincoln Memorial into a modern-day pulpit. And you could see people, black, white, Hispanic, Asian American, Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, everybody reacting. And people were so moved that many young people got up in the trees to get a better view of Dr. King. When it was all over, people were shouting. And he did such a magnificent job that President Kennedy was moved to invite the leaders, in particular Dr. King, down to the White House, to the Oval Office. And he went around saying, you did a good job, you did a good job, to each one of us. He was beaming like a proud father, the president. And he got to Dr. King, he said, you did a good job, and you had a dream.
Wow. That's just heartfelt, just great stuff. We do a lot of shows. That is one of the most memorable shows we'll ever do. We've been doing this a long time.
Number one, doing it from the King Center made it special, but also having Reverend King, Miss Bernice there, and Congressman Lewis just took it over the top. And like I say, I'm really proud of the NBA for making this day so special, celebrating Dr. King's life. And we all benefited from Dr. King and Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lewis, Jesse Jackson, Bill Russell, Jim Brown, all those guys, Kareem. But man, it's just, today was great, Ernie. I got to take my hat off to my Turner family. I don't know who came up with that idea to do this show from there, but it was
I believe that may have been a Craig Berry call, which was a great call.
Yeah.
You know, I did something a little different today. I was talking to Dr. Bernice, and I was like, you know, talk about your father. We know he's the champion of civil rights, but I think we should also honor you and your mother, because behind every great man is a great woman. And, you know, I love my mom so much, and, you know, reading some of her quotes, I could tell she was a powerful woman. So I just wanted to honor them also. I know this is Dr. Martin Luther King's day, but I also wanted to honor his lovely wife and his lovely daughter.
Oh, it's an incredible
You know, the
family.
great thing about this, Ernie, is like a lot of times we can talk to people who've had a bird's eye view of what goes on, but not very often you get to talk to somebody who was in the infantry that actually was moving in that circle of decision makers and in that, you know, time, like Andrew Young, if you get an opportunity to speak to him, and now Congressman there as well. It just, that's what makes it more compelling, because we became in the circle. Mm-hmm. We became in the know, and his memories of it were so accurate and so accountable as it happened yesterday. And, you know, and again, as he said, and I feel as well, is that, you know, it wasn't about black, white, rights. It wasn't about African-American rights. It was about civil rights. The ability to have a freedom to express yourself and not to be treated in a different way, and a freedom to do that, no matter what race, color you were. That's why his words resonate today in 2016.
And a thanks on a personal note to Marty Smith from the National Park Service, too, who took the time to take me around to Dr. King's birth home and a tour of Ebenezer, the historic Baptist church down there on Auburn Avenue. Brought it all home.
Great things happened on Auburn Avenue.
Yeah, what an amazing, amazing day. Thrilled to be a part of it. We'll be back. We welcome you back to Inside, presented by Kia. Check them out weeknights on NBA TV. Skeets and Tass and Lee and Trey, the starters on NBA TV. Celtics and the Mavs in Dallas. Mavs were up 13 at the half, were outscored by 15 in the third. And then in the fourth, Marcus Smart to Avery Bradley for 3. Here comes Dallas. Raymond Felton.
Oh,
Give me
that's
something.
like hell.
Okay, Raymond.
Big boy move right there.
Tell you what, man, it's been such a monumental day. I'm going to quit gambling.
Chandler Parsons with the offensive rebound and puts it back for a 3-point lead.
I had another rough weekend
Dirk.
on football.
Ein, zwei, drei, assassin.
I decided I'm only going to bet on tennis now.
Good. 30. Yeah, that's not a good way to go either. 31 and 11, apparently.
No, you don't have a 50-50 chance. You got a 100% chance.
At least don't bet on matches 10 years ago.
Why don't you just gamble on both teams?
Look at Dirk.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Ooh.
The Iron
Matches his
Assassin.
season high with 31 in
Is
the
Dirk an All-Star?
overtime win.
It's Dirk on all.
24-19. Ooh, it's tight, right?
I'll tell you in German, 9.
9.
The big decision in the Western Conference is going to be who starts between Kawhi Leonard and Draymond Green.
Yeah, well, the fans are going to decide that, but then they're both going to be on the team.
I know that, but I'm just
Obviously,
saying that's the big one right there.
But the question on Dirk is a good one. We'll be getting into that on Thursday when the starters are announced and we look to the reserves.
24-19, man. In the West.
The great Spencer
Haywood, Tamika Catchings, and Jalen Rose, the National Civil Rights Sports Legacy Award recipients in Memphis. Mike Conley back in action for the Grizz after missing 6 games with
Love
the
you,
Phillies.
Spencer Haywood. Great man. Thank you for everything you did also.
Wow. Mike Conley, a deep 3.
The most underrated player in the NBA, Mike Conley.
6 out of 12 from the floor. Look at this by Anthony Davis. Draws the contact and it goes.
You like him shooting that jumper a lot, Chuck?
I don't like him shooting that jumper all the time. It depends on the matchup.
No, not all the time.
Not all the time. Just the matchup dictates what you do.
New Orleans up 4 after 3. That's a great
That's
look.
SD right there, Kenny.
What's the next D?
That's that Shaq dunk, baby.
Oh, okay.
Marcus All a much better player than you, though, Shaq.
I know he was.
Drew Holiday.
That's that KL there. But that Kenny layup.
100-99, and then 101-99. And Courtney Lee, no, but Gasol with the tap back, and time runs out. And the Grizzlies hold off the Pelicans at FedEx Forum, 101-99. The Pelicans were 3-0. 2-point games, but they lose this one by a deuce, and they're 0-20 when they score under 100 points, as Memphis wins their 3rd straight and 5th out of 6
Just the
games.
best knowledge of useless information, Ernie.
Hey, I just pour it out there and see what you like, and which is usually very little of it. There's Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar is.
Dame Dollar.
Yeah. Wizards were down by as many as 17, but then took the lead in the 3rd.
That's a great point guard matchup.
That's LSU right there. Good shot, LSU. Way to leave it, baby.
Here at Temple. But Portland goes 35-19 in the 3rd quarter, and they hit 8 out of 10, Kenny.
Wow, you know, because he shoots the basketball. I figured that he'd take it personal, the backcourt. These guys are just incredible offensive one-on-one players, he and McCollum.
Smack him.
The Wizards are just inconsistent, man.
Yeah, and Alan Crabb joins the party right
Bang,
there.
bang.
Cali Finest. You rewind this.
and Myers Leonard.
Baby Sabonis.
Oh, please stop it.
Baby Sabonis.
Man, that man.
Baby Sabonis.
I like Leonard, but
Baby Sabonis.
stop it. Sabonis one of the greatest
right
players
there
ever.
for John Wall.
Well, you're not allowed to talk about big men. Benoit Benjamin was a better player than him.
John Wall, 9 points, 10 assists,
I
4 out
say
of
Baby
17.
Sabonis, he's Baby Sabonis. But
Portland, Portland snaps a 3-game losing streak in D.C. 108-98 is the final. For the 8th straight game, the Blazers shot more threes than they did free throws in that game.
That's why they're not very good.
There's another bit of information for you to chew
Trust.
on.
I'm not
as
saying
we
he
head to
likes
break.
Sabonis. I'm just saying he got Sabonis-like features. Calm down, my man.
Yeah, you're right.
When he was a baby.
Number 11, big
He
guy
got-
shooting 3, relax.
He got Sabonis features when he was
It's
a
a
baby.
day of peace, Chuck. Don't have me come across the table.
That wouldn't be right.
Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, is brought to you by Kia, official automotive partner of the NBA.
And we welcome you back to Inside, and here's what's going on. On Thursday, we will announce the All-Star starters and then bring you this doubleheader. The Clippers and the Cavs. Followed by the Spurs and the Suns. That's your Thursday night doubleheader
Lord.
with
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse in Phoenix.
San Antonio comes to town. Utah and Charlotte. Charlotte up 9 after 3. Trey Burke, part of a 31-22 fourth quarter. And Kemba Walker didn't miss many, but couldn't connect there. He had 35 in regulation. And his best was yet to come in overtime and in double overtime. He had 17 in the overtime periods.
Wow.
Add those up. What do you get?
52.
Thank you very much, Chuck.
Oh, wow.
Get ahead, America.
Wow.
Game's not over. Rudy Gobert.
How can he get this open?
Go, Gadget.
Game tied at 108. Let's go to a second overtime.
I like it, Ernie. I like it.
I do too, and you got to like Kemba Walker's game.
Woo. He is on fire. And when your house on fire, what do you got to do?
Oh, get the kids and the children out, and then the wife.
Right back at him, though.
Tough shot.
Hit him, too. Woo.
That's his mom right there.
Hey, mama.
She's a sweet lady.
Definitely reason to give her son the standing ovation for this one. 124-119. Franchise record, 52 points for Kemba Walker. Charlotte's been struggling, but they had lost 9 out of 10 coming in. Snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 5-point double OT win over the Jazz. Sixers and the Knicks.
The Knicks have been playing very well.
Yes,
So
they
that
have.
man, Porzingis.
I tell you what, the Rookie of the Year voting is going to be very interesting. Because Porzingis has been balling this year.
He is going to certainly
okay,
get
big
some
man.
support.
Oh, he threw it. Ooh. Throw it down like that.
He runs the floor, man.
He does, man. I like that kid.
But in the fourth quarter, comes up a little gimpy.
I got something for you, Porzingis.
What is it?
Man up. Icy hot. I'll send you a package.
Oh, there's that dude again. It's this, man.
Oh,
He had 16 and a career-high 16 assists, but Carmelo ties the game.
Ish Smith had 16 assists. Yo,
Yeah.
we got to get him out of
Career
Philly.
high.
I tell you what, boy, I tell you, Jerry Lance's going to be mad. He's killing the ping pong ball.
Oh my God, this Ish Smith kid he don't understand the science of the game.
He don't understand the tanking theory.
Saw Aaron Aflalo, and then you saw Robert Covington
bank is open.
Robert Covington, I can tell you, he had to walk back to Philly.
during the second overtime.
Look at Ish playing all that D. What are you doing?
Oh,
Ish?
there you go,
Galloway.
Ish. Now that's Ish. Ish, there you go. Make it look like you're playing defense and give your man a layup. That's what tanking is about.
119-113 is the double overtime win for the Knicks over the Sixers. Melo with 19. Aflalo goes for 25, and the 16th double-double for Kristaps
I hope he's not
Porzingis.
hurt, man. I hope he's not. He's been playing terrific.
They win it by 6.
Kenny, who's the Rookie of the Year?
Ooh, that's too early to call.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
He's in the conversation, though, right?
Which one?
Porzingis.
No,
Yeah.
he's leading the conversation, Pop.
I like that, kid.
Because he's on a winning team.
if I could I say something?
Oh,
Team ain't winning.
It's that time.
Team's not winning.
It's time for
EJ's Reno Saturday Night.
Presented by No One.
Oh, my goodness.
Unsullied by sponsorship. And tonight's Nito, nothing zany, nothing goofy, Nothing funny.
Yeah, right.
Simply this.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
It's been a great day as we celebrate MLK Day.
Perfect neato, Ernie.
30th time. And that's not all. There's a great story that goes with the speech you just saw, and it comes from the legendary Bill Russell.
Well, you know, I had met him at the March on Washington. In fact, I was invited to go on the stage, but I respectfully declined because they had been working on that for more than a year, and I hadn't done anything. And I didn't think it was right or fair to me go up on the stage and say, see, I'm one of the guys. Yeah. And so I sat in the first row.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's Bill Russell, though, man. That man, he means a lot to me, and that's Bill Russell, one of the greatest people ever lived.
And he tells the greatest stories.
Yeah, I had the blessing to play with him for a year and be my general manager. And I sat next to him all year. You know, like you said, the stories that he tells you is unbelievable.
Why don't you tell the story about when he fell asleep in practice one day?
Oh, see. It's Martin Luther King Day.
It's a great story.
Well, Shaq, he was in practice, and Willis Reed was the assistant coach, another legendary, obviously, and he's in his chair and he's reading the paper and he's asleep, and I'm standing on the sideline and I'm out, and I'm like, coach is asleep, and he falls out of the chair. And he's like, everybody starts laughing. He said, if y'all wasn't so damn boring, I wouldn't fall asleep. Get out of practice. And he threw us out of practice because we were so boring.
Yeah, my favorite Bill Russell story, he was telling me one time he got stopped by the cops. And I
was in the car with him.
He starts giving him a lecture. He said, ho, shut the hell up. You can give me a ticket, you can give me a lecture.
But you're not going to give me both. You're not giving me both.
Oh, this has been a great night. 10 games around the NBA and pregame show at the MLK
great day.
King Center, downtown Atlanta on Auburn Avenue.
What are you listening to?
And it was
I'll tell you later.
It was a great night. So,
thank you, Dr. King.
For Shaq,
man.
For
Thank
Kenny,
you, Dr. King.
For Chuck, Ernie Johnson. Live the dream. See you next time.